There are women in this world who carry a presence that cannot be explained by beauty, wealth, or intellect. It is something more ancient, more dangerous, more magnetic. Carl Jung believed such women embody a psychology that is both a gift and a burden. It's not written on their faces. It's hidden deep in their aura, in the way they disturb, heal, and awaken the people around them. Today, we'll explore the 7 hidden signs of women with rare spiritual power through the lens of Jung's psychology. Stay with me until the end, because the final sign is the most dangerous one. The one Jung warned can destroy a woman if she isn't aware of it. Sign 1. The aura of silent gravity. Some women don't need to speak to command attention. They can walk into a crowded room without saying a word, and somehow all eyes turn. It isn't about beauty in the conventional sense, or even charisma. It's something deeper, something invisible. Carl Jung would say this is the power of projection from the unconscious. When a woman carries strong inner energy, people instinctively sense it and begin projecting their fantasies, desires, and fears onto her. To some, she appears like a goddess, to others like a threat. This is why women of spiritual power often feel both admired and misunderstood. They become more than individuals. They become symbols. People can't explain why they're drawn to them, why they remember their presence, or why they feel unsettled in their company. This gravity is not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It is silent, but undeniable. Jung once wrote that archetypes, those deep, ancient patterns of the psyche, that live in the collective unconscious of humanity. Women with high spiritual power embody such archetypes. The wise woman, the witch, the muse, the oracle. And here lies the paradox. While their aura feels like a crown, it can also feel like a cage, because when people see you as a symbol, they rarely see the human underneath. They love the power, but not always the person. And yet, this is only the beginning. For behind this aura lies another unseen sign, one that creates a paradox at the very heart of their lives. Sign 2, the paradox of solitude and connection. To the outside world, such women often seem deeply connected. They attract friends, lovers, seekers, people who want to bask in their presence. And yet, in their inner world, they live with a profound solitude. Jung spoke of the archetype of the wise woman, a figure both sought after and set apart. This paradox exists because women of spiritual power see into others with startling clarity. They can pierce through the masks people wear, sensing the pain, insecurity, and longing beneath. This makes others feel exposed, sometimes even vulnerable. And while people admire them, they rarely know how to approach them in full authenticity. So these women often live in a state of half-belonging, surrounded by people, but rarely understood. It is a paradox that feels like standing on a bridge, 1 foot in the world, 1 foot in solitude. And this solitude is not weakness. It is where their strength is born. For in solitude, they commune with their inner world, with dreams, with symbols, with visions. But here's the truth. This paradox is not easy. Many women with high spiritual power feel lonely even in love because their depth is rarely matched. And yet, this very solitude sharpens their intuition, which brings us to the next unseen sign, the gift that feels almost supernatural and yet carries its own dangers. Sign 3. The dangerous gift of intuition described intuition as a kind of perception through the unconscious, a knowing without logic, without evidence. For women with high spiritual power, intuition is not a passing feeling. It is a force that runs through their entire being. They sense things before they happen. They know when someone is lying without needing proof. They feel the unspoken grief in someone's heart as if it were their own. To others, it feels uncanny, even frightening. To them, it is simply natural, like breathing. But this gift is not without cost. Intuition often reveals truths people don't want to face. And when a woman voices such truths, she risks being rejected, mocked, or even feared. Think of the women in history who were branded witches. What was their crime? Too often, it was intuition, seeing too much, too clearly, too soon. This intuition can also be painful for the woman herself. To constantly sense hidden betrayals, unspoken desires, or coming storms is not easy. It is like walking through life with no blindfold, while everyone else is sheltered in darkness. And this leads us to the fourth unseen sign, one that shows why such women are both loved and hated, often in equal measure. Sign 4, the shadow magnet. Jung believed that anyone who radiates light also draws in shadow. The brighter the flame, the more moths it attracts, some seeking warmth, others seeking to destroy it. Women with high spiritual power often act as mirrors. They don't just reflect beauty or goodness, they reflect the shadow in those around them. A woman of this nature may enter someone's life, and without trying, expose hidden envy, resentment, or fear. This can awaken admiration in some, but hostility in others. They are loved passionately, hated fiercely, and rarely ignored. This is why some people resent them without reason, gossip about them, or try to tear them down. It is not truly about the woman herself. It is about the unconscious shadows she has awakened in others. And yet this mirror effect is also what makes these women healers, because to truly grow, one must face the shadow. And often, it is the presence of such a woman that forces others to confront what they have long denied. But to carry this role is exhausting. It makes relationships heavy, life intense, and it prepares them for the fifth unseen sign, one that shows why they seem almost otherworldly in their presence. Sign 5, the dance between light and darkness. Carl Jung's greatest insight was that the psyche is a union of opposites, light and shadow, conscious and unconscious, masculine and feminine. Women with high spiritual power embody this union in a way that feels both magnetic and unsettling. They are not naive angels who deny the existence of darkness. They have walked through the fire of heartbreak, betrayal, and loss. They have been broken and remade. This is why their eyes seem to carry both tenderness and fire, why their presence feels both comforting and dangerous. They are whole, not because they are perfect, but because they have embraced their imperfection. This dance between light and darkness is what makes them authentic. They don't pretend to be untouchable. They don't hide their scars. They transform wounds into wisdom and pain into depth. People sense this, and it's why being near them feels different. You don't feel judged, but you do feel seen. Not just your surface, but your soul. And yet, to embody this dance is not easy. It demands a voice within that refuses to be silenced, which brings us to the sixth unseen sign. Sign 6, the unyielding inner voice. Inside such women is an inner voice that does not yield to pressure, fear, or conformity. Carl Jung would call this the voice of the self, the deep center of the psyche that guides one toward wholeness. For women of spiritual power, this voice is louder than the expectations of society, louder than the opinions of family, louder than the temptations of comfort. It tells them to walk away from relationships that suffocate them, even when it breaks their heart. It tells them to reject conformity, even if it isolates them. It tells them to create, to speak, to live authentically, even when the world mocks them. This makes them appear stubborn, rebellious, or difficult. But they are not being difficult. They are being faithful to their inner compass. And yet Jung warned, ignoring this voice is dangerous. If suppressed, it can turn into depression, chaos, even self-destruction. Such women must honor their inner voice, or risk being consumed by it. But this voice also prepares them for the final, most unseen sign, the one that carries both destiny and danger. Sign 7. The burden of transformation. Jung believed that those with high spiritual energy are not meant for comfort. They are meant for transformation. For women with this power, life is rarely gentle. They are thrown into storms, betrayals, losses, and crises, not to punish them, but to refine them. Life uses them as vessels. They are not just here to live, but to awaken others. This is why people who cross their path are rarely the same afterward. Some feel healed, some feel shaken, some feel inspired, but no one leaves untouched. This is the burden of transformation. Their lives are not entirely their own. They are instruments of change in a world that resists change. And this is why Jung's warning matters most. If they do not care for their own soul, if they give endlessly without replenishing, they risk being consumed by the very fire they are meant to carry. If you've recognized even one of these signs in yourself, know this: you're not ordinary. You're not here to simply blend in. Jung believed such souls are chosen for the path of individuation, the lifelong process of becoming whole, of uniting shadow and light. It will not be easy. It will test you, isolate you, and demand your courage, but it will also give your